Well, welcome to another competition, another event, Stump the Pastor. Today we are stumping the pastor, the one and only Pastor Virgil.
Also, you will notice we are honoring the longer than 6 foot social distance. We may be separated physically, Pastor William, but we are not separated relationally.
We're not. I think this is a good 3 meters right here.
This is a lot.
This is a long
I
one.
can't hear you. Can you speak up?
Oh, sorry. Okay, here we go. Are you ready? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions, all submitted by. Actually, I don't know where we got these questions from, but here we go.
Hold on, real quick. Recap. You missed one.
I missed one.
And then last week, did I miss one? I think I might have missed one last week.
You were the first week, and you didn't miss any, and
Okay.
I missed one.
Okay, so I'm ahead.
You're ahead
by one. Okay.
Yep.
Let's
So
go.
here we
Let's
go.
do this.
All right. First question. Paul, the apostle, previously known as Saul, was shipwrecked on which island? Okay. Paul was shipwrecked on which island? He was bit by a snake here.
So Paul was shipwrecked on what island?
With Bear Grylls.
Can I shout out to everybody watching on Facebook land? Do you think it was the Big Island? Do you think it was Maui? Do you think it was Honolulu? How many of you, I'll answer it this way. How many of you, Pastor William, do you like hot breakfast cereal? Like oatmeal? Do you like hot breakfast cereal?
No.
You don't?
I don't do breakfast. Not my thing.
Okay. So I would answer it by this. There's oatmeal. Then there's farina, that's the old one called. But then there's another one called malto-meal. Have you heard of that?
No.
Well, the reason I'm saying that is because Paul was shipwrecked on the island of malto-meal. But really, we shortened it to the word Malta.
There it is.
Come on.
And the studio audience.
How did you like my answer? How did you like a Malta, malto-meal?
Good.
Come on.
This is not just Stump the Pastor, but get insight
Let's get
into
creative.
Insight into Pastor Virgil's mind. Here we go. Next question. What is the shortest person in the New Testament?
Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was a wee little man.
Shortest book in the New Testament, not shortest person.
Zacchaeus was so short that if we laid him down between us, we still would not be 6 feet apart. That's how short Zacchaeus was.
Okay.
Shortest book of the Bible. This is hard. Well, literally, I would think it's got to be like a book like Titus, 1st, 2nd, 3rd John. In the Old Testament, I would pick books like Zechariah, Malachi. But the shortest book in the New Testament, I will say 2nd John. 2nd John.
Ding, 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 ding. That
Which
the answer,
is, and then
2nd
the
John.
next one would be what? Probably 3rd
I
John.
would think 3rd John.
Then after that would be
1st John, I'm guessing.
Would you think all the Johns are shorter than Jude?
Yeah, I think so. Jude's only one chapter, but it's pretty long compared to the other ones. Anyways, I don't know though. Maybe next week we'll have that one. Okay, here we go. Who is the author of the book?
And the finisher of our faith.
No. Okay, who is the author of the book of Revelation? Singular Revelation, not Revelations, just Revelation.
Revelation. The author of Revelation.
The author of Revelation.
I think we've chatted about this before. We've talked about this before. But there is, the book of Revelation is, what book of the Bible, Pastor William? It would be the 34th book of the Bible?
The last
It's
book.
the 66th. The last book of the Bible. Crazy book. The book was actually a dream that somebody had who went, could you read the book of Revelations? 7-headed beasts, flaming eyes, colored horses, coming in on clouds. It was actually a dream that somebody had in the Bible. They woke up, I guarantee you, grabbed a bowl of Malta, had some breakfast, and wrote down as fast as they could crazy images, and it was written by his nickname, John the Revelator. John the Revelator is who wrote the book of Revelations. Crazy!
Not John the Baptist.
Not John the Baptist. Nope.
What?
By then, I bet you John the Baptist was beheaded. By the time John the Revelator wrote Revelations, John the Baptist was beheaded.
And then bonus question, on what island was John on when he had the revelation? What isle was he exiled to?
John, the Isle of...
this actually isn't on here. This is bonus.
The Isle of... When you got spanked, did you get hit hard? Or did you just get patted?
I just got patted.
Patted. Because John was on the island of Patmos.
There it is.
Come on.
Bonus question.
Boom. And creative answer.
That was very creative.
You literally were only spanked with a pat.
No.
Bro, I was spanked.
No, my mom has a wooden spoon that she used to make almond roca, and that was the spoon that we got. But
Bro.
anyway, so mom, shout out to you.
Mom, shout out to you. I got beat as a kid, but not because I was bad. I was a good kid.
Out of boredom.
Yeah, out of
Here we
boredom.
go.
I got beat out of boredom.
All right, we're going to rapid fire a couple of these. Here
All right,
we go.
sure.
Okay, Matthew the apostle, he was a what for a profession? What was he?
Ooh, you're like, hey, what was just extended? It's no longer due April 15. It's now pushed to June 30?
July.
July something? He was a tax collector. Boo.
All right, Saul was on a road traveling when he encountered a great and blinding light. What city was he traveling to?
He was greeted by a what? Say that again?
By a light, a great and blinding light.
Okay.
On the road to...
On what road?
The road to...
Okay, so this is him walking on the road to Damascus.
There it is, the road to Damascus.
Damascus, and that's where he literally went from Saul to Paul. Blinded. He was blind. How long was he blinded, Pastor William?
I don't know. Does it literally say in Scripture?
3 days.
I did not know that. 3 days?
Yeah.
I need to read the book of Acts again.
Dude.
Here we go. Who was the first person to come upon the injured man in the parable of the Good Samaritan? This is a hard one. Who was the first person?
Who was the last person?
That's not the question.
Can you answer that? Who was the last person? Come on.
It was the Samaritan.
Samaritan.
It was the Samaritan.
Who was the middle person? The Levite.
The Levite.
Who was the first one? This is sad. The first one was the preacher.
This is the priest.
He was the preacher. I would have helped him, especially if I was in my Toyota truck and a guy was broke down in his Ford. I would have helped him.
For the record, Pastor Virgil has already told me in his...
Yes, I have.
Yes. Here we go.
Yes.
Finish this verse. In every battle, you will need faith as your blank to stop the fiery shields aimed at you by Satan.
Will you
I
sing?
want the armor of
Will you
God.
sing me a little song? I will fight my battle. What's that? How does the song go?
This is how I fight
No.
my battles.
Yeah,
Michael
there we
W.
go.
Smith.
This is how I fight my battle. How does the other part of it go? Something surrounded.
It may look like I'm surrounded,
Come on,
but
sing it.
I'm surrounded by... I'm not going to sing it.
Sing it.
This isn't karaoke.
Sing it.
This is Stump the Pastor.
Jesus is our shield.
The shield.
Boom! He's our
In
shield.
every battle, you will need faith as your shield to stop the fiery
Yes.
arrows aimed at you.
By Satan.
By
Yes. We need
All
a
right,
shield.
this is the final question, which is by far the hardest. Like, I think in seminary, this could be your final dissertation.
In cemetery.
In seminary. Here
In
we
cemetery.
go. Whose example does
Williams.
Paul, say Christians should follow in chapter 5 of Ephesians? Whose example does Paul say Christians should follow in chapter 5 of Ephesians?
Pastor Williams.
No, I was not alive yet in chapter 5.
Pastor Bob. He was alive.
He probably was actually alive.
I think he just met Treva.
Actually, he was he was born in chapter 4, so I don't know.
He was born. Pastor Bob, we love you. Okay, so whose example in Ephesians 5? Paul did nothing but point us over and over and over again to whose example? Paul always pointed us to the example of Jesus Christ, the ultimate and only example for us to follow. Final answer.
That is correct, everybody.
Woo!
That is correct. Well, I didn't stump Pastor.
Those were fun. You're liking these trivia questions. I want to know how you guys did. Some of these a little bit more obscure than others, but fun. Pastor William, thank you.
And then now we're actually going to have a questionnaire as to Pastor Virgil's stories and how many of his stories you remember from today. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, there you go. That'd be awesome.
But thank you guys for being with us today. We hope to see you soon. Don't forget, what day of the week is this? Thursday?
Monday.
Thursday? Every Thursday we have without normal life.
I know, this is crazy. I know.
Every Thursday we have Stump the Pastor,
At
so make sure to tune in.
3:30.
At 3:30, make sure to be on.
You've been up, I've been up. Pastor Amy's got to get
She's
in the
next
hot
week.
sheet. Okay, there we go. We'll stump her. I'm going to change all the questions and make them hard.
All right, we'll see you guys next week.